SpaceX just filed their S-1 and Planetlabs just hit a 52-week high. And the CEO of Planetlabs just thanked SpaceX for launching their newest satellites into orbit. This is no coincidence. This is a partnership that is actively shaping the space economy. And today we're breaking down why this changes everything for Planetlabs investors. Welcome back to Guts Capital, where it takes guts to invest in what others overlook. I'm your host, Jared, and if you're new here, I cover under-the-radar tech stocks before the crowd catches on. And just for reference, I'm recording this video Tuesday, May 26, 2026. So make sure you're subscribed and do me a favor, hit that like button because this story is moving fast. So let's start with what happened today. Planetlabs was up over 14%, making a new 52-week high and breaking through that $50 threshold. So there are multiple catalysts converging at the same time, and today I want to go through each one because they all paint a picture of where Planetlabs is headed. So catalyst number one, SpaceX officially filed their S-1 prospectus, targeting a NASDAQ listing under the ticker SPCX, making SpaceX one of the largest IPOs in history. This piece of news validates nearly every company operating in the ecosystem, and space sector stocks got re-rated overnight. Now let's get a bit more specific and explain why Planetlabs is getting more than just a sympathy bounce from this news. Planetlabs CEO Will Marshall just posted on X confirming their first launch in 2026 was a complete success. There are now 3 new Pelican satellites deployed into orbit, and the CEO himself took it to X to thank SpaceX for their help. This indicates a real working relationship with confirmation coming straight from the top. And that's not all. Planetlabs just posted on their official X account that they captured a satellite image of Starship V3 sitting on the launch pad at Starbase. The image was captured just about an hour before Friday's launch. So think about that for a second. They're using their own satellites to photograph the SpaceX rocket that launches their satellites into space. You follow me here? Planetlabs confirmed their ongoing partnership with SpaceX and celebrated Starship V3's first test flight in the same post. So it's pretty obvious that these two companies are genuinely intertwined, and Planetlabs is using their own products to prove it. So now let's dive into the new Pelican satellites and let's see what they mean for the business. CEO Will Marshall noted that Sweden is now receiving their first high-resolution optical satellite coverage, and in only just 4 months of them signing that contract back in January. So just 4 months from contract signing to delivery. That type of timeline execution is highly impressive and the exact type of momentum Planetlabs must maintain to drive themselves to profitability. Sweden is just the latest example of more NATO member countries becoming Planetlabs customers. The DoD and NATO partnership thesis is playing out in real time. So now let's add a little bit more fuel to the fire. The US Space Force just awarded SpaceX a $2.29 billion contract to develop a space-based military data network. So what does this have to do with Planetlabs? A space-based military data network needs intelligence. It needs imagery. And that's the exact type of daily Earth observation data that Planetlabs specializes in. As SpaceX builds out military space infrastructure, Planetlabs benefits directly as more defense spending continues to rise. So now real quick, let's talk technicals. Short interest in Planetlabs just dropped from 39 million shares down to 32 million shares. So nearly 7 million bearish bets being closed in one reporting period. And when shorts cover, those shares must be bought. And that type of buying pressure on top of positive momentum accelerates the move. Planetlabs is also trading over 20% above the 20-day moving average, 34% above the 50-day, and over 128% above the 20-day moving average. The Golden Cross from June of 2025 is confirmed and intact. And today's move just broke above the previous 52-week high. This is honestly one of the strongest bullish signals a stock can give you. And on top of all this, Wedbush just increased Planetlabs' price target from $40 to $50. And this shows you that institutional analysts and Wall Street are really starting to pay attention. And not just your everyday retail investor who's been doing their homework. So here's what I really want you to understand and why this moment is so significant, aside from today's price action. So the SpaceX IPO is going to introduce a lot of new investors into the space economy. And a lot of those investors, one, won't be able to get shares of SpaceX at the IPO, nor would they want to pay for the high evaluation. So naturally, they're going to look for alternatives to get some type of exposure. And in my opinion, PlanetLabs is the most logical alternative. SpaceX builds the highways into space, and PlanetLabs builds the intelligence on top of those highways. And going back to what I mentioned earlier, this partnership is not theoretical. It's operational, it's documented, and it's growing. I do have a position in PlanetLabs with an average of about $22 per share. And today's move is just more validation to everything I laid out in the previous video. But I do want to be clear, I'm not chasing this move, I'm holding. My long-term view on this company is intact, and days like this makes me feel more convicted, not less. The thesis is playing out almost exactly as I expected, and I still think we're in the early innings. The SpaceX IPO is reshaping the narrative around space investing entirely. The whole debate about whether the space economy is real is over. The next question now is which companies are positioned the best to benefit the most. PlanetLabs has a confirmed operational partnership with SpaceX. The CEO is personally thanking SpaceX for launching their satellites, and the US Space Force is pumping billions into the exact ecosystem PlanetLabs operates in. And I honestly believe this is one of the most compelling setups in the market right now. So if you found this video valuable, go ahead and subscribe. You can also drop a comment down below. And are you watching the SpaceX IPO? Are you in PlanetLabs? Either way, I'd love to hear your take. And of course, guys, I'm your host, Jared, and you're watching Guts Capital, where it takes guts to invest in where others overlook. See you in the next one.